Hi, so today we want to talk about SUQQU's launches this year. I have already touched on this topic a couple times in my previous videos, but as we are at the end of the year, and I think I might be wrong, but I think they have dropped their probably the last collection in this year. I just want to wrap it up and talk about my thoughts about those. I want to say probably for this year's launch of SUQQU, other than the base makeup, I think if you follow me for any amount of time, you know I love SUQQU's base product, like the foundations. But we are specifically talking about the color, like the actual colors items. Mostly just their eyeshadow, which is a big identity of them. At first, I thought they have done a lot of eyeshadow launches this year, but I can only find like 8-ish. As we all know, the main thing they does is their eyeshadow palettes. They will have a limited collection every like 1 to 2 months. And the limited collection just never come back. It's just limited thing. Every time for this year, almost every time a new launch, the first thought of me is just, didn't they do something like this before? Is this a new launch, or are they just posting pictures of their old launches? Because I'm following their official account on the app Line, which is what Japanese people use for contacting. Basically, you chat with your friends, with your family, and you can also follow to the brands that they will push you messages, which I follow to SUQQU. Whenever they does a new collection, they will push the message so I can see what they have. Basically every time I see their message and I get excited and I click in it and I was like, isn't this something they have done before? But right now, actually, if I really see every collection, I feel like they are doing something different. But the difference is more like they are rearranging the colors they have done before, add maybe 1 or 2 new colors, and that's just a new collection. And I just don't know what I feel about the launches. Let's just start from the first one. The first one is their spring color collection. It is nice. It basically is 3 warm colored palettes. One of them had like a deeper green shimmer. One of them had like a yellowish glitter and a purple shimmer, and the other one is just a whole warm palette. The only difference is the pop of color, I think. Other than that, these 3 palettes are not that different. It's basically this, like I said, the same color story, add 1 or 2 pop of colors, or no pop of colors, like all warm. And I just immediately wasn't interested in this collection. I think this is a good collection for someone like warm colors that has not dipped their toes into the SUQQU eyeshadow collections. This is some good collection for beginners, I think. I think I need to mention that their formula is pretty nice if you like those kind of sheer but easy to blend and buildable formulas, and you like the colorful but not super colorful like in your face type of colors on your eyes, but you still want some like fun on your eye, but like easy to do, not like too editorial. I think SUQQU is a good choice. But yeah, the first one, the spring color collection, I wasn't super interested. And the second one, which is a little bit more fun, their summer collection, which they had like one, I think they just had like a lot of pink and peaches in this year. Like you can see the cooler tone color palette. If you just cover the shade on the bottom left, it's just like a mauve, pinky purple mauve color that which they have done a lot of times. And same the other warmer palette, if you just cover the one in the bottom left, it's just like a warm peachy toned palette. And even the bottom left colors they have done like before, especially the green one. I think I had like a single from their single collection. Like it's a limited edition single. It's basically the same color, basically. And I think the bluish shift glitter, they probably have done something similar before. I have a purple glitter, which I'm pretty sure like their glitters are quite a sheer, like very chic kind of look. It's not like super thick formula that is gonna go thick on your eyelid and super pigmented, like show a lot of colors. They mainly just show like shine, like you can see the shine on the center of my eyelid. I'm using the color 06, which is their permanent color. So yeah, you can just see the shine and a hint of color, not that much base color at all. So for this, I think they just give you a like cooler toned silvery blue purple-ish glitter, and the other one is the warmer peachy one, and you can maybe see a little bit of that shift, but it's not gonna transfer that much on your eyelid. So immediately I wasn't really interested in this palette, and I don't even want to start to talk about their blushes. I feel like every collection you see their blushes, it's basically just some peaches and some pinks or some nude colors, and which in this collection it definitely is. It's like a peach peach blush and a pink blush, right? So definitely not interested in those blushes. And then is their Sunflower Wonder collection. I mean, this collection you can say is like a little bit different, but still the pinkier palette, if you just cover that yellow, which if you don't really use yellow that much, then that palette is basically just a mauvey pinky palette to you, right? And the other one is green. I was thinking to get this one because it's the like more special one. This year I really into green. Like I like to wear green and the clothes, fashion. And I was in a period of time wanting to try green eyeshadow, but I have this one, which is the ColourPop one. And I think this row just can... Basically, I'm good with this row, right? Like, I probably can just mix match these and create similar colors. How often do I wear green eyeshadows in general? I think this one palette I'm set. So I just wouldn't want to pay that much money for something that I probably use like once per year. For this many times that I have decluttered my collection, I just know this palette is probably gonna be decluttered somewhere in the future, so I just don't want to get it in the first place. And the blush, should I even talk about blush? Like, they have done something like this like a million times in the past. I just don't think we even have to talk anything about it. And the lipstick, like every time the lipstick, the blush is just like same thing. Again, I think this collection should be for someone just dipped their toe into SUQQU eye makeup in general. For someone like me that have purchased a lot of their stuff in the past, this is, and have like a relatively larger collection already, this is not something that I want to waste my money on. And the next one is actually kind of a fun one that they have done this year that I actually spent my money on. I think it's their autumn winter color collection, in which this time they didn't do a palette. They just re-released their liquid eyeshadow, which I bought a lot of shades. Like I bought more than just these two, but I actually like them. They are a little bit different than the typical liquid eyeshadow you would use. They are a little bit of a learning curve, so I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. It's for someone that don't wear that much makeup and don't, at least for eye makeup, they don't spend that much time on their eye makeup, and they don't really want an intense look. It's just like a super nice wash of color with a little bit of glitter. So instead of you have like your sheer matte base and you put a glitter on top, this is like the two-in-one. A super sheer base with a super sheer glitter on top. And this doesn't really work that well with like a thick eyeshadow base. So basically a bare lid with some powder, like sad dry lid, applying this is the best. So it's a learning curve and it's not for everybody, but I liked these. So that's why I actually spent my money on this. And they weren't super expensive. I think it's like $20 something for one, which is kind of like a normal price for a high-end eyeshadow. Especially considering SUQQU is a luxury brand, I don't think the price is like that bad. So yeah, I get some of these. And also pay attention that the pigmentation level is different from to every shade. Like some shades are significantly more pigmented than the other. But yeah, this is one of the collections that I actually interested in because it's something different. I mean, maybe not that different, but yeah, definitely something that I don't see that much on the market. And the next is also something I paid for. It haven't arrived yet, but I have talked about this before, which it is for their 20-year anniversary. And this is fully pre-order based product. They only receive pre-order, and this is happened in August, and they will only deliver this to you in December, which is this month. I think it's gonna be arrived next week, which I'm very interested in. And I think I will do a review on this, even though I don't think that's gonna be helpful for anyone because this is not available anymore. It's only for pre-order. I just want to show it. If you want to watch it, like, feel free to. I would post the video maybe like the week after next week. And also I feel like a lot of times loving makeup doesn't mean that you have to buy everything you see. You can just enjoy to watch people playing with makeup, which is I do. A lot of times I just kind of separate the purchasing mind with the part of mind that enjoys makeup. So I just try to just enjoy watching them playing the makeup rather than associate with enjoying the content with purchasing the whatever product they are using in the content. If you have a shopping addiction like I did like 2 years ago, I think this is gonna help. Next, this one is so disappointing for me. It's again their 20th anniversary collection. The palette, I think this is almost, I don't want to say exactly the same, but the color story is exactly the same as their 15th anniversary. It's really just the same. The 15-year anniversary, there are also two color stories, like two big face and eye palettes. One of them were orange and one of them were pink. And I actually bought both of them and I decluttered both of them later. So I just know this one, if I got it, I probably am just gonna declutter it somewhere in the future. So, and now I just, before I buy something, I just try to get into the declutter mind and then re-evaluate that product and think, does that sound like something that I would declutter in the future? And this one definitely does, this whole collection. I think I have mentioned in the community post and a lot of people said it was helpful. Basically, I just swatched this at the counter and I found the cream in the palette super slippery. It's not pigmented and it doesn't really set. So I wonder if that's something great to apply on your eye, especially if you have like a hooded eyes. Mattes are like just so-so. The only thing that's good in this palette is the shimmer. The shimmer is super beautiful. But this whole palette is like 11,000 yen, which is almost $100, I think. Definitely not the amount of money I want to pay for this palette if there's only one shade that I want to reach for. The blush, it looks pretty light on this picture, but when I see it in real life, it's definitely for medium to even tan deep skin tone. So it's not something that I would use. So yeah, the palette is not it. I was interested into the pressed powder, but there is glitters in the powder. And I asked the shop assistant, and she said the glitter is not a overlay, like a spray on the top. It's like whole through the whole palette, like the whole product. And I was like, no, definitely not. I don't want to apply glitter all over my face, which sometimes Japanese powders will have glitter. It's to like highlight under your eyes or something. But I'm not a fan of that kind of look, and the glitter in here are borderline chunky, like for a powder, like a setting powder, or even like just a highlighting powder. So no, this whole collection was a no for me. The next, this is their holiday collection. This one I was truly considering buying it. I went to the counter to swatch this collection, which I was so surprised at the quality of the eyeshadow, which was not even a good surprise. Basically, the reason if you want to buy this palette, the reason that you want to buy it is probably for the blue and the purple, right? At the bottom right. And the glitter is so chunky. It's that kind of glitter that like probably something that you would use in a Halloween. It's those one with a sticky base. But for this one, the sticky base, it just feels like it's half-dried sticky base eyeshadow formula. So the glitter was super chunky, not at all what SUQQU usually does. Usually SUQQU does those super lightweight, super thin glitters. The glitter wouldn't be super pigmented at all, the texture wouldn't be thick. But this is completely the opposite of that. Like the glitter itself, the particle is like super heavy and it has color to it. So like right off the bat, it's not gonna be something super forgiven on the blending, right? Because it has color to it. And it's also such a deep color. So I don't even know if I get this palette, where should I use that glitter if that's the formula. The moment I swatched the glitter, bottom right glitter on my head, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna spend money on this. And then the winter color collection, which is the last collection they had, I was so confused when I see this collection. I was trying to think, didn't they already done something like this? Like maybe not this year, but they have definitely done something like this in the past year. Like, am I wrong? I was so confused, but I guess this is a new collection. This is actually a new collection. I don't even know what to say about this collection. Like the cheek product, they have done a million times the same thing. The lip product, the other stuff all feel like the same stuff they have done. And the two eyeshadow palette, like the Maui one, I was like, are you serious? And the colorful one, the blue, I think that's probably a glitter or a shimmer. They definitely have done like in the past. And the yellow, I think the yellow wasn't like as vibrant as in the promotion picture. Like the actual product wasn't as vibrant, because their actual product picture is always more accurate than their like aesthetically pleasing like promotion kind of picture. And it's like a dull blue and a dull golden shimmer, which it could be a nice palette, but for me, not something that I need in my collection. I probably already have those shades, if not multiple, in my collection, and that was like unnecessarily mad at this collection, which is why I wanted to make this whole video. I have talked about this several times before, but I really feel like the designer probably have changed. It's definitely not the same person as it was before. When the signature color eyes first came out, or even the two other formula previously, I think it's the designer color eyes and the blend color eyes or something like that. Those are so special collections, like easy to use but still colorful and fun, and so creative. Like every time I see their new collection, I'm just like, I want that. I really want that. It's something that you rarely can find on the market. But the recent 2 years, I don't feel like that anymore, and the change is so drastic. I just feel like there's definitely something has changed in their design, creative team, or the decision-making team. I don't know. And somebody have said in the comment section that they actually still find SUQQU a very creative, different brand. But that person did mention that she was like just discovered SUQQU, so I guess that could be the reason. Like for me, I have known SUQQU for like, I don't even know, I know SUQQU probably more than 10 years, and they only exist 20 years, so like more than half of the years that they exist, I know their product, so I know how they used to look, and I have experienced a lot of their shadows in the past, even though I decluttered the majority of them. But yeah, compared to what they are before, I think they have definitely changed something with their creativity thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's my thoughts. If you are also a SUQQU fan, feel free to share your thoughts down below and let's discuss. I actually really love to know other people's opinion. Like if you feel the same or you feel different, you think it's still super like a super unique brand when it comes to eyeshadow, or are you the same as me, like you just feel it's all the same thing and a little bit disappointed. I actually think this brand is still one of my favorite brands, and whenever they have a new collection, I'm still excited. It's just recent 2 years, I'm like a little bit disappointed on a lot of their collections. Still, I think their formula, on the most part, are still super nice, and I do think their formula are like unique, and they do care about their customers. They don't ever ruin their already good formula, they only improve it. So that's why I have like so much respect on this brand. And I think I previously mentioned this as well. It's their melting blush. The blush was so popular, a lot of shades are sold out, even the permanent shade, not the limited edition shades. On the secondhand market, it was like sold at such high price here in Japan, and they discontinued it. And they actually told you the reason is a part of their ingredient. Basically, I think it's probably something has to do with their supply chain. They just couldn't continue to produce this product with the same ingredient, least, I guess. Whereas I feel like a lot of other brands, they probably just use cheaper alternatives and or like even just change the formula without even paying the customer. I just respect their decision that they didn't ruin the great formula. If they couldn't keep the same quality, they just rather prefer to discontinue it. That's why I still love their product so much. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Leave your thoughts down below if you have any. Thank you for watching. Bye.